This might sting a little when I say this. Stop. You're tired because you're fighting two battles: emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. Chasing up behind this person, trying to get them that parent that don't want to be found or don't want to be ran up behind. I'm taking my emotions out on my child. And that's ghetto. That's so ghetto. Why are you begging? Today, you're not bitter, you're wiser. And you got to show up. All right, so this one's straight from the heart. I know how hard it is to show up as everything for your child while still waiting on someone else to do their part. And if you've been spending all your time, your energy, your peace trying to get that other parent involved, mother or father, this might sting a little when I say this. Stop. Stop it. And I say it with love. It's coming from love. And I had to say it to myself first. So you're not the only one that's hearing it. I said it to me first. You know, let's be real. You always claiming you're tired. Let me tell you why you're tired. You're tired because you're fighting two battles. Two battles you shouldn't be fighting. One, raising a child, and the other one running up behind that parent that don't want to be found or don't want to be ran up behind. And honestly, you wasting good energy, your time, your spiritual energy, whatever you want to call it, trying to get somebody to do something that they should already be doing that don't want to do it. And that's be a parent. As you're spending all that time, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, chasing up behind this person, trying to get them to be a parent, you're taking away from you and your child. And your child. Mainly you. Let me just be honest. I recall times where I'd be on the phone going back and forth about you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And after that, I feel drained. I'm overwhelmed. I'm taking my emotions out on my child. And once I realized that, and I had to calm that down, reel that back real fast, and know like I am spending all this time and energy. And then not only my time and energy, I'm taking my emotions because I'm upset. I'm on a whole nother level from this conversation with this person. Now I'm taking my emotions out on my child. I'm not showing up as my best self so my daughter can show up as her best self as well. I'm not doing it because I done gave all of my time and my energy to something that don't even want to be present in their child's life. Who, that's ghetto. That's so ghetto. And what I had to realize and pour back into myself is I could be using this time to work on me. I can be using that time that I wasted doing all that back and forth and pouring peace into myself so my daughter can see that, so she can want to have a peace, so she can grow up in a peaceful home and not hear me arguing and going back and forth and begging and pleading with somebody that, you know, already made up their mind. Because if I have to convince you to be and do something, you already made your mind up that you don't want to be that. Why am I sitting here begging? Why are you begging? Why are you sitting there arguing with somebody that already got their mind made up? If ain't nobody ever told you this, I'm telling you this. You have to let go. You can let them go. And at the end of the day, people gonna say what they want to say. They may say what they want to say, but at the end of the day, you're not bitter, you're wiser. And forget all the naysayers. And the truth is, whatever they decide to do, that's on them. It ain't got nothing to do with you. But you gotta show up. You still gotta show up. And you need to show up as your higher version of yourself. So let's choose peace over performance. Okay. I'm talking all this junk to y'all, but I'm actively in this thing. I'm actively healing from this thing. Like, this is my story right now. Like, this is some things I have come to realization, like making this video, for real. Like that I had to let go, and it's okay to let go. I like deep down believe, unlimiting belief, you had to have a two-parent household. Like that was the goal. I mean, I believed in that. I believe you needed two parents in the household. I grew up without two parents in my household, so I believe that's something you needed. And I figured that would have fixed me as a broken child, but never. So again, I believed in having a two-parent household. I think that was the only way that you can thrive as a kid. And I was just so bent over backwards on my daughter having a two-parent household, whether that was with her biological father or with a stepdad. Like, to this, almost to this day, but not to this day, I was thinking like, I need to do this, I need to do that. So my baby won't grow up all of her life without a father figure, without a father, because I want my baby to thrive. I don't want her to have abandonment issues like I did. I don't want her to grow up feeling abandoned, because that's something I felt, and I know that feeling, and I just didn't want my daughter to feel that at all. But I had to really stop and remember, like, I always thought, even to this day, like, I wish my mom would have just chosen her, because I grew up without a consistent father in my life, and my mom always tried to push and beg and try to bend over backwards to force a relationship between my father and I. And I just wish all the time, like, I wish she would just choose her. I wish she would have chosen her. Like, what would that life have been like if she would have just chosen herself? And you know what? I get it. I know she was just thinking like, this is the missing puzzle piece that, will complete the puzzle. I too began to believe that too. And not even realizing like, I am repeating the same thing my mom did, but I'm choosing myself, quote unquote. And really, in actuality, I wasn't choosing myself. I was still trying to complete or put a puzzle piece. I felt like a puzzle piece was missing that I was trying to complete this whole big picture of a puzzle that wasn't even no pieces missing. The only piece that was missing was me really identifying who I am and choosing me, so my daughter can grow up in a thriving home. Like, if she would have chosen herself, then maybe she would have met someone that would have chose her in return, and not only her, but chose us, or even showed me what boundaries look like, or what emotional stability look like, and just being at peace to who you were, at who I was, and just self-worth and things like that. And at the end of the day, I am not blaming her whatsoever, because my mama did her best. She did her absolutely best, and she was a great mom to me. And sometimes we are focused on that missing piece that we miss our peace. Okay, that's a word. That's a flex. Sometimes we are so focused on, I was focused on that missing piece, that father figure that I thought I needed and my daughter needed. And we're really missing out on our peace. Okay, let's pause the emotions and let's get into some facts. I got my handy dandy iPad here. So according to the CDC and Pew Research, children raised with a single parent home can and do thrive, especially when the home is emotionally stable, structured, and loving. Point number two, what damages kids most isn't the lack of a second parent, it's the emotional neglect, the high conflict environment, and inconsistencies. Baby, inconsistency just grinds my gear. Another thing about that high conflict environment, whether you texting or calling, you're giving up that energy within your room. Your child might not hear you say something, or they might hear you over say something to that parent, but they feel it. You can't hide that. You can't hide no energy and no feelings. As much as we want to try, that shows up and speaks more volume than you ever opening your mouth and saying anything. Okay? So let's check that. But that inconsistency grinds my gear. But that's just something that I'm healing over, being abandoned. My attachment style is abandonment, and I'm healing from the inconsistency. I allow people to come in and out of my life, and that's something that I am not allowing my daughter to experience. Not allowing, but that's something I'm not going to show her or have her experience it within this life that she's living. Number 3, a peaceful peaceful single parent home is better than a toxic 2-parent home every time, guaranteed. So, boo, I ain't want to get no advice about somebody being in a relationship, because I'm not in a relationship. But, however, You just heard the facts. A peaceful single parent home is better than a toxic one. And granted, you ain't, a lot of y'all say, I'm gonna stick it out for my family, but you're really making your family suffer. You might not ever have to argue in front of your kids to show that you and the other parent or you and your spouse don't get along. The energy will again speak louder than your words, okay? Yes, a father will work. A father figure can work, can be helpful. And I'm not saying remove her out the household so you can have peace. Well, I mean, you got to do that. But I'm not saying like it has to be that way. What I'm saying is, yes, that can work as well. However, if that's not your situation, if you don't have a peaceful environment with the other parent being there, then you need to choose you. You need to have a peaceful environment with you, because at the end of the day, that can help, but what would also help is you showing and demonstrating emotion regulation, you showing up healed, you showing respect, you showing peace to your child, you showing love to your child, you showing how to set boundaries and stand 10 toes down for your child, and you showing peace in your home. So again, no, it's not the father's absence that's going to determine the worth of your child, but again, it's you showing up your higher version of yourself, you showing up this healed version of yourself. So it's you showing up as your best version of yourself for your baby. So let's get out of theory and let's get into some real life. I needed more than just motivations. I needed some practical life steps to help me get out of this. So here's what I have. Step 1, let go of the fantasy. The fantasy that if you just try hard enough, they'll finally step up. Letting go doesn't mean you're bitter, it means you're free. Step 2, reparent yourself while you're parenting them. That's a big one. Reparent yourself as you're parenting them. I'm doing that right now. Like, I'm learning myself, I'm learning new things about myself, and I have to reprogram some of those things that I was raised on as a child. So, alongside of number 2, if you didn't get safety, affection, or emotional space growing up, give that to yourself now. You're still allowed to heal even while you're raising them. Number 3, build your village. That could be friends, family, mentors, church, therapy, whatever it takes to heal you and get the help and resources that you need. Build your own village. Number 4, create emotional structure. You don't need a perfect routine, just one that keeps chaos out. Start with 10-minute journaling. Set up one non-negotiable boundary. Create a simple wind down routine for you and your child. This gives you and your child something to feel safe in. Step 5, make joy a requirement, not a reward. Okay, dance with your child, cook something fun with your child. Let laughter be medicine, not just a random accident when things are finally perfect. Number 6, speak like your healed self. You're not trying, you're becoming. I'm healing in real time. My home is full of peace. I don't chase energy, I protect mine, because every time you speak like her, you pull her closer. My daughter might not have the father figure right now, but what she do have and will have is a mother that's choosing herself, a mother that knows how to set boundaries and keep them, a mother who chooses peace and healing and regulate her emotions. Now, if her new daddy or her stepdaddy come along, cool, but he won't be something that adds value, but it will be something like more like a bonus, because the value is already there. So what I need to do is keep showing up for myself, because if I keep showing up for myself, it allows me to show up for her as my higher version and best version of myself. And Mom, I need to remind you, you're not broken because you're leaving or you left. You're not alone in this. You are rising. You're becoming the higher version of yourself. You're becoming the best version of yourself. You're healing. Again, this is a process. This is not a race. You take your time and do the real healing, so this won't continue to come up as a test for you. Stop performing and stop leading the conversation to want someone to be in your child's life. I'm here to tell you, you have permission to stop. And again, your child is watching you redefine the odds, redefine who you are in real time, so they can become the better version of themselves as well and thrive in this world. Now, if this message landed for you, I want you to write, I am choosing peace over performance. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for the next video. Peace.